North Korean ship suspected of carrying missiles. A U.S. Navy destroyer is following a North Korean ship suspected of carrying illegal weapons toward Myanmar, formerly Burma, in what could be the first test of new United Nations sanctions against the North over its recent nuclear test, a leading TV network has said. The South Korean news network YTN, citing an unidentified intelligence source in the South, said the U.S. suspects the cargo ship Kang Nam is carrying missiles and other related parts. Myanmar's military government, which faces an arms embargo from the United States and the European Union, has reportedly bought weapons from North Korea before. YTN said the U.S. has deployed a destroyer and is using satellites to track the ship, which was expected to travel to Myanmar by way of Singapore. The ship is reportedly the first North Korean vessel to be tracked under the new United Nations sanctions, a first test. Two U.S. officials said Thursday that the U.S. military had begun tracking the ship, which left a North Korean port on Wednesday and was traveling off the coast of China. One of the officials said it was uncertain what the ship was carrying, but that it had been involved in weapons trafficking or proliferation before. In other words, United States, United Nations, nations of the world, they're not really capable of stopping North Korea from doing anything. Not really, are they? Tensions on the Korean peninsula have spiked since North Korea defiantly conducted its second nuclear explosion or test on May 25th. It later declared it would expand its atomic bomb program and has threatened war to protest the United Nations sanctions imposed in response to its nuclear test. A lot of bluster. The sanctions toughen an earlier arms embargo against North Korea and supposedly authorizes ship searches in an attempt to stop its nuclear and ballistic missile programs. But they really can't force the ship to be searched, can they? Once again, in other words, a paper tiger. Resolutions without teeth. The Security Council resolution calls on all 192 United Nations member states to inspect vessels on the high seas if they have information that provides reasonable grounds to believe that the cargo contains illegal or banned weapons or material to make them. And here's the catch: if approval is given by the country whose flag the ship sails under. Whatever that means. Well, if the country refuses to give approval, somehow it must direct the vessel to an appropriate and convenient port for the required inspection by the local authorities. President Barack Obama said the sanctions will be aggressively enforced after talks with the South Korean president in Washington. Obama also reaffirmed the U.S. security commitment to South Korea, including nuclear protection. In its first response to the summit, North Korea's government-run weekly newspaper said Obama's comments revealed a U.S. plot to invade the North with nuclear weapons. not a coincidence at all for the U.S. to have brought numerous nuclear weapons into South Korea and other adjacent sites, staging various massive war drills, opposing North Korea every day, and watching for a chance for an invasion. The Weekly said in a commentary published on Saturday. North Korea says supposedly or theoretically its nuclear program is a deterrent against the U.S. Or anyway, or in other words, North Korea, they're doing this, they have their reasons for doing these things. And there's more than meets the eye here. There's something bigger going on here. This is connected to something else, because everything is connected. And North Korea, once again, says its nuclear program is a deterrent against the U.S., which it routinely accuses of plotting to topple its communist regime. The United States, which has approximately 28,500 troops in South Korea, has repeatedly said it has no such intention and has no nuclear weapons there. Anyway, the ongoing crisis with North Korea. Like I said, the world can't really do anything about North Korea, can they? Well, they're having a very hard time trying to. They can't really force those North Korean ships to pull into a harbor to be inspected, can they? No, not really. Then what good will it do? Just to follow them around. Well, anyway, so North Korea continues to sell weapons on the world's black market, or to anybody they want. That seems to be the way it's going. And again, everything is connected, and all this, and all these things are signs of the end times, transition days. The transition is happening. It's happening every day, all around the world. Watch the strange weather events. The happenings are advanced in Iran and all the other things like Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq. There are many, many signs happening day by day. And yes, all around the world.